Hello, everyone, and welcome back. As always, I'm your girl, Candy Washington. And before we dive into today's Kiki, which is Kyle Richards being dragged for filth over her very desperate, bizarre, and pick me, quote, warning post that she gave to her daughters, who are now starring in their own Netflix spin off called Buying Beverly Hills, with Kyle's problematic husband, Mauricio Umansky. But before we dive into that, you guys know what to do. Go ahead and like this video, subscribe to my channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss it when we go live. Also, be sure to share this with a friend because a kiki is always better with community. Check out our description box down below and shop our love collection. So, with that, you guys, let's dive right on in. So, this is according to Reality Blurb and Heavy.com. So, Hannah, she is on I believe Below Deck on Bravo. She's really funny, she's really witty, she really says it like she means it. And of course, we all know Kyle Richards from The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. So let's get into it. It says Kyle Richards' family just released their new Netflix show, Buying Beverly Hills, but The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills star has revealed that she wouldn't appear in it. The show is centered on her husband Mauricio's real estate firm, where her daughter Alexia Umansky and stepdaughter Farah also work. Now, we know that Farah is Kyle's biological daughter, but it is Mauricio's stepdaughter. It is her daughter from her first marriage. Now, we also know the reason why Kyle is not appearing in the show, I think, is because Netflix wanted to edit her out given the backlash that came from The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills last season. I think they also probably are editing out Mauricio a little bit too. Not a lot, obviously, because it's still his show, but maybe focusing it more on the agents and more on the daughters, again, because of their problematic behavior that they've done, laughing at Erica Jane cursing out, Jack Garcelle's son Jax, who was only 14 at the time. That was not a good look. Also, the allegations that Mauricio is having an affair with Dorit, which is Kyle's best friend. Also all the fraud cases going on in the lawsuits with the agency, and not to mention that Mauricio is allegedly high or on something in every scene on The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, and also all of the cheating allegations, beyond Dorit. So there's been a lot of problems, and also Kyle got a lot of backlash for not defending her sister Kathy. And, as Kathy said, the list could go on and on. So that's why I think Kyle is not really appearing on the show. And also, to that end, have you guys noticed that Netflix isn't doing any marketing or advertising for the show? Anytime we're talking about Buying Beverly Hills or Alexia or Mauricio or Farah, it's really all Bravo outlets. It's either E! News, which we know is owned by Bravo NBC. It's Reality Blurb, maybe Page Six, maybe Radar. I don't even think Page Six and Radar Line are covering it like that. It's Heavy.com. Heavy.com isn't really Bravo, but they cover a lot of the housewife stuff, but they're not in like the Hollywood Reporter. They're not in Deadline. They're not in Variety. They're not in things that you would think they should be in if they're on Netflix and they're having their own show. So I think it's really funny that they went to Netflix, but the only outlets, media coverage that's actually giving them any shine are all Bravo based outlets. But that's another story. Okay. Now, apparently, Kyle has mixed feelings about her daughters being on reality TV. In a recent Instagram post, the star shared a strange warning to them. So I'll put that on the screen. And don't worry, you guys, if you can't see it, I'm going to read it. So don't worry about it. All right, let's go. It says, I always said, wait, hold on 1 second, guys. Here we go. All right, so this is what the post says. It says, well, today is the day. Hashtag Buying Beverly Hills is now streaming on Netflix. Congrats to the entire team at the agency. I always said my daughters would not do reality television, and yet here we are. Ultimately, the decision came down to them. They are businesswomen and have followed in the best steps possible with Mauricio leading the way in the real estate world. I'm so excited for them. I'm also scared if I'm honest. Farah, Alexia, there will be times when you are misunderstood. People say things about you that aren't true. Times where you want to explain the backstory, but your hands will be tied. Your feelings will be hurt, and you will wish you hadn't said or done certain things that can't be explained. But you know who you are. People that know who you are. I love you, and I'm so proud of you and excited to watch you shine. Listen, Kyle, this is the thirstiest Instagram post. I mean, people, I agree with Hannah. So then Hannah goes, does she not have their phone numbers? Asked Hannah, indicating that Kyle could have sent this message in private. Fans then reacted to Hannah's sentiment, sharing their thoughts about the post. Ha, exactly. Like, seriously, they probably talk every day. Equivalent to telling your spouse happy anniversary on Instagram, said a viewer. Then they go on to say, it is a typical contrived and poor me Kyle type statement, public statement to her daughters, eliciting sympathy for herself, wrote another. Exactly. But she needs to distill some thunder. Always everything has to be about her, said a different user. And I agree. I share this sentiment. Like, listen, Kyle, this should have been a time for you to just sit back and, really show your daughters that you are there to support them. The whole like, I'm scared and you can't tell the backstory, your hands will be tied and people know who you are, blah, 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 blah. That is the least veiled, approach to trying to explain your position with all the backlash that you've gotten for not defending Kathy and for not having your sister Kim's back. This is the biggest part of projection I have ever seen in my freaking life. Kyle, this is not about you. As we already talked about, you were edited out of the show. The only time you appear on the show is in a FaceTime when Farah gets engaged on the show the day before Paris Hilton gets married. That's the only time you're on the show. So I'm really confused as to how you're trying to make this about you, Kyle. This is about your daughters, And just because people are seeing that, throughout the years, Kyle has always tried to play the victim. Oh, my sisters hate me. Oh, my sisters hate me. But now we're seeing like, no, it's not that your sisters hate you. It's that they call you out when you're doing disloyal, disrespectful, and undermined things to them. You did it to Kim and you did it to Kathy. So if you're doing it to your sisters, then maybe the problem is you. And you don't need to project that onto your own daughters. Their relationship seems to be fine. I'm not watching the show, but from everything I'm hearing and what people are saying, they may have their typical stuff, but it doesn't seem as toxic and as unhealthy as the dynamic between you, Kyle, Kathy, and Kim, right? So I agree with Hannah and I agree with everybody else. I think she should have just stopped at, Mauricio's leading the way and I'm so excited for them. That's where you should have stopped. The rest of the statement, you should have just deleted. You should have not posted. You know what I'm saying? Like Dorinda said, say it, forget it, write it, regret it. Shout out to Dorinda Medley from Real Housewives of New York City. So yeah, but I want to know what you guys think. Is this just another cringy, thirsty, moment for Kyle, who is trying to, by any means necessary, throw shots at her sisters and also play the victim, and this was not an appropriate time for her to make this type of statement? Or are you like, no, Kyle can say what she wants, it's her daughters, it's her husband, she's just sharing what her experience is of reality TV. So I want to know what you guys think, so put it down in the comment section below. But before you do that, you know what to do. Go ahead and like this video, subscribe to my channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss it when we go live. Also, be sure to share this with a friend, because a kiki is always better than community. It's always better with community. Check out our description box down below and shop our love collection. With that, you guys, I will talk to you later. All right, bye.
Welcome to Sugar Pills, a practical guide to self-care, where your host, writer, actor, and producer Candy Washington helps you live a more joyful life with a cheeky dash of pop culture news. Be sure to subscribe, leave a 5-star review, and join the conversation on Instagram @Candy Washington. Let's go!